You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Good morning. The time is 7:22. Overcast skies and 59 degrees in downtown Wausau. We are live from our studios at the corner of Washington Street and North 3rd Street in downtown Wausau. I'm Chad Holmes along with Ian Welsh. Ian, good morning.
Good morning, Chad.
We will have more with Ian in just a little bit, but sitting across the table from me, as she does every other Thursday morning, is the chairperson of the Democratic Party of Marathon County, Nancy Stencil. Nancy, good morning. Good morning. It's always good to see you, and every couple of weeks there's never a shortage of things to talk about.
Nope, never a dull moment.
I swear I would love to have a few dull moments.
I think I would too.
It'd be a lot more fun.
I really would like a few dull moments.
I wanted to start with, because since we last talked, some news involving the Dropbox investigation involving Wausau Mayor Doug Diny, that a special counsel, special prosecutor has been named. And it turns out to be Eric Toney, the district attorney of Fond du Lac County, who also happened to be the Republican nominee for Attorney General just a couple of years ago against AG Call. I guess I'll just say, what was your response to the news that Eric Toney is now the one?
Could this get any crazier? I guess I'll start there. I'll just go back to the fact that, if Mr. Diny would have just said in the beginning, wow, I screwed up. I should not have done this. This whole thing could have been a, slight reprimand. I hate to say the words forgive and forget. But if he would have just fessed up to it to begin with, I guess I shouldn't have moved that. Things would have moved on. Mm-hmm. But this just keeps getting deeper and deeper. And it really has to make you wonder, of all special prosecutors in the state of Wisconsin, you could have named, why this one?
Eric Toney, in addition to being the Republican nominee for Attorney General 2 years ago, also is on record concerning this issue.
Dropbox, yeah.
And that's the thing that I think is even more disturbing, because when you go into whether you're, I will say the example of the ethics committee, because I will go back to a complaint I made a few months ago when the mayor nominated as a I would say what's when you're not actually on the committee but you're waiting in case somebody can't do the job, whatever.
I can't think of the word either.
I know it's too early here.
Yeah,
but when he named Kevin Hermaning to the spot to be an alternate on the committee.
Yeah, that was one, and then you picked somebody from Tom Tiffany's office too.
But the point is not just the name Kevin Hermaning. It's not the fact he's a Republican or former county chair for the Republicans. It was the fact that he gave $5,000 in this very issue that he was going to be asked to make a decision on.
Exactly.
It's similar here with Eric Toney, because it's not a case where he has not said anything concerning Dropboxes during that campaign. He said that basically
he stated it right out.
Yeah, he's in lockstep with what the mayor had said.
Right. So why are you getting these kind of people on there, or like trying to get somebody from Tom Tiffany's office? Segue him in to be on that ethics committee too. I mean, the people of Wausau really need to take a good look at that. I know a lot of them have. A lot of them are commenting on the money that's being spent on this for something that this was the clerk's job. The clerk did her job. She did it well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been.
And you're going to carry this out for how long and for how much money?
It's almost been 11 months to the day.
Yes.
I mean, it's and it's, again, when you talk about investigations, I've said this so many times, I'm getting tired of hearing myself say it, is that this is a case where it's sort of all out there. I mean,
it is.
We had a Supreme Court decision that said Dropboxes were legal in the 2024 election.
Yes.
We had advice given to the mayor that said, no, you cannot remove the Dropbox.
Not your job.
Yeah. We had pictures of him in his hard hat and his vest removing
a political stunt.
The Dropbox. He has not denied that he moved the Dropbox.
Oh.
What are we investigating here? It's either right or it's wrong. Yeah. Isn't it straightforward? I mean, yes.
I think it should be straightforward, yes.
And another thing, and I think I said this to you previously as well, one thing that I'm finding a little bit disconcerting is certain folks who have been asked to provide communications are kind of not coming out and saying, here's what the mayor and we talked about. Oh, if you ask me specifically about it, this is too broad. These are public servants who are trying to hide behind, I think, language instead of just putting the information out there, and I find that disconcerting as well. But
I agree.
But again, it's just one of those cases where 11 months in, we're going to have to continue to.
I know.
Deal with that.
Yeah. How much longer is this going to drag out? How much more money is it going to cost the Wausau taxpayers?
And also, sort of a bigger point, and I mentioned this to you before, is why is it whenever we have these kind of situations, whether with the President of the United States, whether in the state of Wisconsin, whether locally, and I'll use the example of Ken Starr back in the Whitewater, and then that's expanded investigation. Then a couple of years ago when Robin Voss, when he wanted to investigate what he thought were improprieties in voting, decided to name Michael Gableman, the former conservative Republican Supreme Court justice, and now in this case, naming a Republican attorney general to investigate. Why is it always that in these situations, whether it's investigating a Democrat or a Republican, it always has to be a Republican doing the investigating? Is there a double standard here?
I think there is. I really do. And I try to remain objective about that. You don't think, well, it's just me
or even
thinking
Robert
this,
Mueller.
but no.
He was a
you look
Republican.
all the way down the line. It always is.
I mean, why is
like,
it?
Do you think they're going to tell you the truth or something and the Democrat won't? Or...
I know that. It's like you can trust the Republican to investigate, but it would be somehow tainted if it was a Democrat who was investigating. And I find myself getting annoyed by that.
I do.
I mean, because it's unfair. It's not equal justice again.
No.
And I think we just need to have equal justice in all these situations.
We do.
And unfortunately, in our society, and it's not just within the political realm, it's within just the normal legal realm where certain people that have certain political or economic power seem to have advantages, which
I agree. I think a lot of it is the economic advantages. Right there, you said a lot.
Yep. And we have more to say. In about 20 minutes or so at 7:52, we'll come back, have more with the Democratic Party of Marathon County Chairperson Nancy Stencil. But coming up next, after an information update, it's back to Pat Kreitlow. Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
And welcome back. It is the WXCO Morning Report, part of Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM. Mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO and on the Civic Media app. Stick around at 8:06 Thursday, so I'll be joining Pat Kreitlow to vent a little bit. They say I get spicy once in a while, and I think I'm going to get spicy today. So we're going to talk a few things on my mind.
How spicy can we get people without getting in trouble?
There you go. I'm still trying to find that line. With the Democratic Party of Marathon County Chairperson Nancy Stencil. Something that I was actually, listening to Pat's show earlier this morning. They were talking about 3 candidates over in the 3rd on the Democratic side, trying to get Derek Van Orden to give up his part-time job of congressman and go back to his full-time job of being a troll. And then also in the 8th Congressional District, apparently there was an event last evening where there were 4 Democrats who were thinking about running against, what's his name, Trump-endorsed
Tony
Weed. I think of his name as Trump-endorsed Tony Weed because back in that campaign last year, every time I'd be driving down 29 to the eastern part of the state, you'd see the signs for the campaigns and all that stuff, and every sign it wasn't Tony Weed, it was Trump-endorsed Tony Weed.
Yeah.
So
we'll call him Tweed.
I know, huh? But there are 4 candidates who are showing interest in running for that. I want to ask you about in the 7th Congressional District because I haven't heard as much in terms of Democratic hopefuls to take away. And who knows, it could be an open seat because we're hearing a lot of discussion about Tom Tiffany perhaps throwing his hat into the ring
to be governor. Yeah, he's really been toying with that, hasn't he? We do have a candidate, Chris Armstrong. He was actually in Marshfield last night at their fair. He's been making appearances all over the state. We have not had anybody else yet that has stepped up. There's been a few rumblings. There's a few people that are interested.
Well, tell him to give me a call. We'd love to get him on the air. And
Okay, I will. I'll do that.
we'll reach some of the
I'll do
folks
that
out
this morning.
here. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Or send me his information. I'd love to talk to him about the issues, and that's terrific. Is it too early for people, or is it? Should we be hearing a lot more about it? I mean, obviously, because
I don't think it's too early. I don't ever think it's too early.
Well, unfortunately,
we're always looking for candidates.
Unfortunately, you got to run a long time to raise the money, and that's a sad aspect
and
of our
that is
system.
the saddest part. It really is. But you know, the 7th congressional, for one, is so huge. I mean, we got 26 counties.
Yes.
And how
That's
do
amazing.
you get to everybody? But, you know, get out to events. And, you know, Chris is doing this kind of thing right now. So he's kind of, I should say, talking to the choir. He's showing up at picnics and stuff. But he is also at least getting himself out there to, like, fairgrounds and things where others could talk to him as well.
We were talking before as well about, you know, the way to talk to voters in
Yeah.
terms of how to, because I mean, whenever there is an election like 2024, there's so much talking about what went wrong or what went wrong more than actually what went right. And I thought you had some really good thoughts in terms of how Democrats need to talk to voters
About the issues. Like at our fair, we did a straw poll. The biggest things that came out there was Social Security and public education. And the Democratic Socialist Party had an event here in Wausau, and we talked to they used a big whiteboard, and let's just hear from the audience. What are the top issues? Things like public transportation, public education. These were the top things that people need to be talking about. You know, if you're a Democrat, I mean, it's a given. Of course, you support gay rights. Of course, you support accessible, abortions and things like this. But the people on doors and whatnot want to talk about, like, how they're going to get from point A to point B, what's going to happen with their schools, how are you going to put food on your table.
meat and potatoes issues.
Yeah.
And
Things that affect you every single day.
And the thing about when you say that, when people talk about those kind of issues, those are the last issues Republicans want to talk about.
Exactly.
They want to talk about social issues all the time.
If you could be talking about, like, gosh, we need, health care and this, that. Oh, but those Democrats are taking this away from you, or they're taking that away from you. And, yeah.
Frankly, again, there's that old adage, God, gays, and guns. That's what they love to talk about.
Yep, exactly.
And how does that affect your ability to pay your rent or pay your mortgage or buy groceries or this time of year? I made a posting the other night. I rarely buy clothes. I just wear them out. But I got to the point where, we're starting a new high school sports season. I have to go out and be in public and dress and nice.
Yep.
And I went and shopped in very little.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe
saw your post how much money. Yeah.
I couldn't believe how much it cost just to get a couple of pairs of pants and a couple of shirts.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, well, the parents that go out there who have 2 or 3 or 4 kids this time of year.
Imagine getting a kid ready for school now. I thought of that too. And that is one thing we should bring up too. We have another, Indivisible has a protest this weekend along with the Marathon County Dems, and they are doing a drive for school supplies. So it's not just getting out there and creating public awareness, but it's also helping families in need. And the Democrats too have put the invitation across the aisle.
Oh yeah.
To the Republican Party of Marathon County. I haven't heard anything yet, but to pay down school lunch deficits. That's going to be our give for the month of September. Any public school in Marathon County, please give so the kids can eat.
And that's it. I mean,
what matters.
And also, for the candidates, it can be so easy to fall into the rabbit holes to respond to what they're saying.
Yes.
And I think that going into 2026, having a laser focus, having it as simple as possible, bullet points, is probably the way for success.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
how would you run your household,
You just mentioned again the Indivisible event. Again, the details on that?
Yeah, Indivisible event is on Saturday, noon to 2, Rib Mountain. We have the Marathon County Labor Day Parade coming up, and there is a parade route change, and that starts at Marathon Park. Labor Day Monday, lineup at 3, parade at 4. And as usual, we'll be in front of Tom Tiffany's office on Friday. And they aren't turning on the sprinklers anymore. I don't know what's happening. I got to go home and shower now.
See what happens? You get a little publicity. They
yeah, right. Get on the Rachel Maddow show, and things really shape up really fast, don't they?
All right. Well, you're staying busy. It's always good to see you, and we'll catch you again in 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Stick around. We have an information update coming up, and then Pat Kreitlow is back with Brittany Merlot looking at the weather, and a guy, it's me, that's coming up. So stick around, and we'll have more here on 98.9 WXCO. Welcome back. It is the WXCO Morning Report, part of Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO. Online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. The time is 8:23. Overcast skies here in downtown Wausau. We are live from our studios at the corner of Washington Street and North 3rd Street in downtown Wausau. 60 degrees is the temperature. I am Chad Holmes, joined again by our in-studio engineer, Ian Welsh. Ian, good morning.
Good morning, Chad.
How are things with you?
Well, pretty good, actually. I did see something really interesting as I was driving from my other job, my other job to.
You're busy.
Yeah, but driving along the back road towards Mosinee, I saw something crossing the road, and it was a big something. So I was looking, and I thought it was a cat. As I get a little closer, I see the actual shape of it, and I realize that it's a turtle. It's a turtle that was just crossing someone's driveway. It wasn't even like halfway on the road yet, but there was like 5 cars coming in the opposite direction, and thankfully they slowed down. But I seriously hope that somebody helped maybe get the turtle further on the road, because you don't see that too often around here.
How did the turtle cross the road?
Yeah, that was only a joke.
To get the other side.
And my dad and I, and also my dad and I were able to watch the end of the Brewers game, and it was close. They almost tied the game, but they couldn't quite beat the Cubs in that game. But the good thing is they have another game this afternoon, so hopefully they can make a comeback.
Yeah, the Brewers have now lost 3 in a row to the Cubs. This never-ending series, a 5-game series. You don't see that very often. It's a 5-game series because they had a makeup game from a rainout earlier in the campaign. Brewers won the first game of the series. The Cubs have won the last 3. Final game coming up later today. When you just thought maybe you could take a deep breath, maybe the Brewers were cruising towards the division championship, all of a sudden it was 9 games. The lead 2 days ago. Now it's 6 games, and Chicago has a chance to make it 5 games. Obviously, if you're the Brewers, you want it to be a 7-game lead heading out of town from Chicago and Wrigley Field. But I think a pretty significant game. And in fact, when you look at the records, the Brewers and the Cubs have a record of 73-54. That is the 3rd best record in the National League. I mean, the first best record is the Brewers. The Brewers are 79-48. The Philadelphia Phillies have the 2nd best record at 74-53. So the Brewers, even with the 3-game losing streak, are still 5 games ahead of Philadelphia for the best record in the National League. Mm-hmm. And the team that people thought were going to be the best team because they're spending all the money are the LA Dodgers, but they have a record that's only the 4th best in the National League. They're 72-55, and they're in a battle with San Diego in the West Division. But for the Brewers, it's important to win the division because then you can avoid that best-of-3 first-round series. And that's been such a pain in the butt for the Brewers the last number of years. Last year, they had the home field advantage for that wild card series, but they lost to the Mets. And
they did.
had their season come to a premature end. But you don't have to worry about that if you win the division. And the thing about it as well, the Brewers have been so red hot. But we still have quite a bit of time left in the regular season. But the thing is, there's still so much time left in the regular season. So it's like, man, you've had a 11-game win streak and a 14-game win streak. You think, man, it's almost over. No, we still got about a month and a third left of the regular season. So a lot of excitement there with the Milwaukee Brewers. And again, the Brewers and the Cubs later on today.
Yeah, I really hope they can get back on the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, and don't forget, tomorrow here on Civic Media and 98.9 WXCO, it is another Free Ticket Friday.
That's
because
right.
on Fridays, we give you an opportunity to win tickets, and they are good tickets, a 4-pack of tickets to our seats that Civic Media has at American Family Field. And I've been there. I went to a game earlier this year, one game this year, and I was able to use our Civic Media seats, and they are fantastic seats. It's actually in an area that's sort of by invitation only. You have to go through this door and have to show that you are actually ticket holders. So it's actually, you're behind the curtain a little bit. So it's really, really cool stuff. So tomorrow, throughout the day, starting in the 7 o'clock hour with Pat Kreitlow, you can be listening all day, all afternoon long to win tickets to see the Brewers. And it's a Free Ticket Friday. Listen to Pat, and then listen to Matt and Air on Air, and Tom Hartman, the Todd Alba Show, and Maggie Dawn as well. Each of those shows will give you an opportunity to win tickets to see the Milwaukee Brewers. And right now, tickets are hard to come by. In fact, I heard that basically this weekend when they return home for a series with the Giants, the tickets are basically sold out, almost sold out. I think there may be a few maybe obstructed view seats or whatever they may be. So we're going to not only get you the tickets, but give them for free, and then you can go see the Brewers in this pennant race as well.
Plus, you've never been to American Family Field before. It is incredible.
Yes, it is. And also incredible is the run you've been on recently with the number for the day.
Yes.
You had a winning record last week. You're 2 for 3 this week. A chance to clinch a winning week later on today, and we'll do that as part of our final segment this morning. So we'll be back at 8:52. We'll have a topic and then a question for Ian Welsh to see if he can make it 3 out of 4 this week with our number for the day quiz. But coming up next, it's more of Pat Kreitlow, Mornings with Pat Kreitlow, here on 98.9 WXCO.
When you gazed up at me, and the answer was plain to see, 'cause I saw the light in your eyes.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
And welcome back. It is the WXCO Morning Report, part of Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. If you missed in the first hour our discussion with Marathon County Democratic Party Chair Nancy Stencil, you'll be able to tune into that as part of our podcast. Again, every day, all of our local segments are put into one tidy little half-hour podcast. And you can get it by going to WXCO.FM, and under News, you'll see the WXCO News Roundup and also our WXCO Morning Report. And you'll get show notes, information, links maybe to websites where the people are involved in our interviews are located. But again, WXCO.FM, go to the news section, and WXCO Morning Report each and every day to get a podcast. And you can also subscribe on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and be able to get our podcast that way as well. So
That's right.
different ways to tune in, and hopefully you can tune in live every morning as we join you in the 22 and 52 minute after the hour segments here on 98.9 WXCO as part of the Mornings with Pat Kreitlow program. Quick note, stick around when we're done here in just a few minutes from 9 to 11 a.m. It's Matinaire on Air. Jim Santel will be joining Jane and Greg at 9:35. Also, 10:06 this morning, Kate Riley, President and CEO of America's Public Television Stations, will talk about the closure of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the effects that will be had on stations as well as their audience. And some sports talk at 10:35 with J.R. Radcliffe of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice last night, because I know you were here for the big high school sports show,
Yes, I was.
did you have a hard time finding parking? Because there's a lot of activity here downtown last night.
Yeah, the parking was pretty full. So I just parked in the old Wausau Center Mall parking.
Yeah.
I ramp over there because there was a big event happening last night. My mom and dad and my brother Logan actually went to the event last night, and they said it was a lot of fun.
It's at the 400 block, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it seems like
It
on
was
Wednesday nights, a lot of those.
What was it called? It was, it was the All Star Under the
Oh, yeah.
Stars concert event.
They have those happen every year. Yep.
It was a really awesome tribute band my mom was telling me about. It was a Journey, a tribute band.
Oh, wow.
And
But
the
no,
concert
that
actually went pretty late.
yeah,
It
because
wasn't like a 6 to 8. Well, I mean, it started at 6, but then it was actually going till after 8 o'clock because they were there when the sun had already set and the stars were out. There was good music and some good food vendors as well. And from the pictures I saw, it looked like there was quite a few people who came out for this event.
yeah, that's really
All for a fundraiser for veterans.
terrific. It's always a great event, and we have so many great events here downtown. Keeps the downtown vibrant, and that's
It really
important.
does.
And we're seeing the building across the way here from our studios really coming along. It looks like it's getting very, very close to opening up. So, again, lots happening here in downtown Wausau. Lots happening in high school football. We have 3 games between tonight and tomorrow. Tonight, a doubleheader. I will be at Tom Field for the Wausau West Warriors, taking on Superior, season opener. 6:30 for the pregame, 7 o'clock for the opening kickoff, right here on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO. Also tonight at 6:40 for the pregame, 7 o'clock for the kickoff, live on the Sports 2 stream of WXCO.FM and on the Civic Media app. It's Newman Catholic at Florence. So Newman Cardinals kick things off tonight on the road. Again, you can get that one on the Sports 2 stream. Go to WXCO.FM, click on Sports 2 at the top, and then hit play, and you'll be able to hear it live on your computer. Or better yet, download the Civic Media app. It's a free app. Go to your app store, search Civic Media, and then once you have the app, open up the WXCO part of the app, click on Sports 2, hit play, and you'll be able to hear it again live on your phone. And then tomorrow night, Wausau East opens up their season at Westby. And we'll have live coverage of that one as well, starting with the pregame show at 6:35 and the opening kickoff at 7 o'clock. That's on 98.9 WXCO, WXCO.FM, mobile devices, and Alexa by searching WXCO. So exciting times as we start another year of high school athletics.
Absolutely.
Exciting times as well because it's time for the number of the day quiz.
Yes.
Ian is 2 for 3 so far this week. That means he's clinched a passing grade because passing grade is 33% or better because there's 3 choices, 1 correct, so 33%. But now a chance for a winning week, which is more right than wrong. If he gets it today right, it'll be 3 out of 4 and clinch a winning week. All right, your topic is the Boy Scouts.
Boy Scouts.
And the number for the day is,
Okay.
how many merit badges are currently available in the Scouts BSA program?
Ooh.
So how many merit badges currently available in the Scouts BSA program?
That's a good question.
Your choices are 109, 139,
Oh.
169.
Well, that is Quite a jump.
109, 139, 169. How many merit badges are offered in the Scouts BSA program?
Okay. I'm going to say, final guess. I'm going to say 139 is my final answer. I'm going to say 139.
The number of merit badges currently available in the Scouts BSA program is 139.
Nice.
Winning week.
Wow, that's a lot of badges.
It is. A lot of
Wasn't that many badges
opportunities.
when I was in the Boy Scouts when I was a kid.
3 out of 4.
Awesome.
Now go for an A grade tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Have a good rest of your day.
You too, Chad. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Don't forget high school football tonight and Matinee on air next on 98.9 WXCO.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.